spokesperson is endorsing Senator Obama.
John McCain takes off the gloves with an attack on the front-running Democrat. John McCain weighed in on Barack Obama this week. I think it's very clear who Hamas wants to be the next president of the United States. If Senator Obama is favored by Hamas, I think people can make judgments accordingly. Senator McCaskill was referring to a statement by a North American representative of Hamas that they like Barack Obama.
Well, I think that's irresponsible. I think John McCain knows that Barack Obama is a strong, very strong on national security. He is going to be a no-nonsense president when it comes to protecting America, and he knows that. I think that what our enemies don't want is they don't want a president who will restore our standing in the world, and that's what Barack Obama will do. He will take a wide view of our safety and security, get us out of this mess in Iraq.
Make no mistake about it, I don't think that Barack Obama needs to be ashamed of his record. It's been very strong.
The North Carolina Republican Party running an ad which shows Reverend Wright and some of the more inflammatory statements. Senator McCain saying, oh, you know, don't run it, don't run it. They run it anyway. And the Obama campaign Maureen says this is a double game that McCain is playing. He's getting the best of both worlds.
I think he has to stop it. His brand of sort of being above the politics and sort of I can cross party lines and I'm not interested in sort of personal attacks hurts him. It hurts his brand. If his brand is we're not going to do this and I'm going to stand up to this, and George W. Bush should have stood up to this in 2000 and when he ran it against me, I think it hurts his brand if he allows it to go on.
I wonder though if McCain has learned a different lesson from 2000, and yes, he's telling them to stop. Maybe it would be better if they did, but on the other hand, the power of this ad is something that he needs. You see it in other campaign statements he's making. He calls Barack Obama the candidate of Hamas.
Well, yes, of course. And John McCain is playing the terror card, and he's not the only one out there playing the terror card. That card is also being played inside the Democratic Party.
Remember the Willie Horton ad, which is supposed to be the gold standard of bad ads, and I saw nothing wrong with, frankly. The Willie Horton ad ran once. That was all, on a cable channel. But it, as you say, it got in the water.
So did the Daisy ad in 1964.
Exactly right. And I was a Goldwater supporter, and I didn't see anything wrong with that one either.
So, but you chuckle. But George, what about the candidate from Hamas?
There's a new win.
Look, John McCain is a weak candidate. He's wrong on Iraq as far as the American people are concerned. We don't want to stay there for 100 years. He's wrong on the economy. It wasn't the mortgage holders whose fault this was. He's wrong on health care. We should have health insurance for all our kids. He is not a strong candidate.
There are differences also that Wolf in judgment and temperament. Cowboy language that we've heard in the past from George Bush and indeed John McCain, who talked about bomb Iran. So we need someone in the Oval Office with a temperament and a judgment to make the right decisions.
I've learned that I have what I believe is the right temperament for the presidency, which is I don't get too high when I'm high and I don't get too low when I'm low. More measured, more cautious. That, I think, is a temperamental strength.
Whether it's on critical issues of war and peace, like the decision to go to war in Iraq, which has had the effect, unfortunately, of strengthening Iran, strengthening Hamas and Hezbollah in the region.
The Democratic National Committee has been taking some television advertising out about John McCain, going forward with an ad on Iraq.
President Bush has talked about our staying in Iraq for 50 years.
Maybe 100. That'd be fine with me.
President Bush has talked about our staying in Iraq for 50 years.
Maybe 100.
Now, Senator McCain's campaign is saying that you take those words totally out of context. Quote, it's dishonest because anyone who looks at the entire transcript of the exchange that I had at a town hall meeting with a man who came there who had a legitimate point of view that he was against the war and asked, we went back and forth about how long, quote, America would be there. And I said, well, he said, how many years? I said, could be 100. But the case is, it's after we've won the war. And I immediately said it's the same as we have troops in South Korea, we have troops in Japan, we have troops in Germany, depending on the security arrangement that we have. No one could have interpreted that exchange as me saying that we're going to be in a war for 100 years.
If Senator McCain believes that you can occupy a country like Iraq for 100 years without having a long war and violence and our troops being hurt and killed, I think Senator McCain is wrong. Senator McCain is wrong. He is out of step with the American people, and he is wrong.
He is saying it's analogous to Germany or to Japan or
and
to
South Korea. I have the same quote that
where
you
have
right
troops
here.
there, but they're not involved in conflict.
That is correct. Now, does anyone think who's watching this show that if you keep our troops in Iraq for 100 years, people won't be attacking them and won't be setting off suicide bombs and won't be having militias go after them? I don't think so, and most Americans don't think so. What Senator McCain is saying doesn't make any sense.
Yet Senator McCain is tied or beating both Clinton and Obama in most of the national polls.
That's because Senator McCain's not being challenged by anybody yet.